I do have Tourette's, so please excuse any swearing. Yay, fuck off! You got your mic on? Okay. My name's Jim.
My name's Lou.
And welcome back to the channel.
We are Fields and Flocks.
Yes! So today we're going to do it a bit differently, and we're going to actually take you for a tour of the small holding as it stands today, end of January 2025. Yeah, Lou, where are we starting?
Let's start in the flower garden.
Wicked.
So last year it was a bit of a testy year really, wasn't it? I tested out some flowers just to see how they grew. We laid out a new bed, put compost on it, didn't we?
Yep.
Cosmos did really well. We had loads of cosmos. Nepeta or catmint did really well. Everything else got demolished
By the slugs.
It was awful. Yeah. It was an awful year for slugs last year. It wasn't a good summer, and I think it was prime slug conditions. So yeah, the challenge for this year
is defeat the slugs.
Yeah, slug prevention.
Slug war.
Yeah. So I'm going to try growing some different varieties this year. At the moment we have tulips in, and we've got tulips in the beds outside, and we put some daffodils in the big polytunnel. But yeah, I've got a few varieties, and as the seasons change and move on, we will show you us planting and let you know how we get on. And how we get on with the slug prevention as well.
Yes.
What tactics we're going to take.
Also in the flower garden we've got some beautiful old elderberry trees we've made loads of syrup from, and loads of cordial. Loved having them here. And then the rest of it we're going to, over the years, our plan is to turn it more into more flower beds for the flower garden.
Yeah, potentially use it for some onions. It's a little bit more shaded on this part. Not quite so exposed as out in the field, so potentially some early onions and garlic could also go in here, but really it's just maintaining it. It'd be a shame to not put it to use because yeah, it's a good space, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So this area here is probably our most used area and will be the most used area going forward, and you'll probably see a lot of videos in this area. Yeah. So pause the video, give us a like, yay, go grab a tea and a coffee and come back. So when we arrived there was one singular bed here, and we believed we needed to put more compost on, so we knew we needed to give it a good extra 4 or 5 inches of compost. We then decided to extend the second bed here, and finally we added the third bed. We don't know whether that's going to be enough. We've got the flower beds that we can use in the winter. So currently in this front one, and we have had some very good success of onions in this bed. Potatoes have grown well. We had Jerusalem artichoke and oca, and they're all done very well in this bed. The one thing that hasn't done great in this bed is garlic. So the garlic didn't particularly love this bed, but currently we've got...
It's brassicas in there at the minute.
We have had problems with slugs, so we did get some copper coverings for for the brassicas, and you can see for yourselves they've really made a difference. So we're going to get more and
they seem to
use
have
them
so far, don't they?
going forward.
Yeah, the slugs again, they're relentless.
Slug war.
Yeah, so we're trying as much as we can, but they seem to be going well so far. The leeks always do well, don't they? We've grown them over winter. They're ready for harvesting and eating now.
So now, and then we've got this bed. This is our biggest bed, and we've got some purple sprouting broccoli that's ready to eat at the moment.
Ready, yeah.
We've got some cabbages that, you know, are more, we haven't necessarily planted these, but we've just let them be, or we didn't have much hope for them and they've done better than we thought. And the garlic this year has done great. We did mulch it. It's done fantastic. We got, what else is that up there, Lou?
We've got more leeks, and it's just greens really, leafy greens like collard, I think.
And the chickens love that. We often feed
chickens love that.
some of that to the chickens. Yay! We've got some onions on this bed as well that haven't particularly done very well. And on the third bed at the moment, again, we've got onions and they've not overwintered great. We will be planting more on there. This bed has had the least success out of any, I'd say, Lou.
Yeah, we did corn, and we tried to do the whole, what's the word for it?
Three sisters bed.
Three sisters.
Yay!
So it was the corn, the beans, and
Menage a trois!
squash. The squash just never started rambling. The corn kind of was really stunted, took ages to grow. We thought it was going to die, and then it started, but it was kind of too late.
It never really got going. We got a few. We done the multicoloured corn, and we got a few cobs. It was cool, but we didn't get anywhere near as much corn to be self-sufficient.
But
so
again, was it the weather? It was such a bad year, and I think corn we're going to do inside this year because we think it will.
We're going to hand pollinate it and use the polytunnels to.
But the previous year, the squash did amazing. That whole bed was it this bed?
Yeah.
Was it this one? The bottom of this bed to my side here. This was covered in squash. We got so many, and they lasted us right the way through winter. I think till March time we used the last one.
Now up is the fruit cage. We'll show you what we've got going on in here. Again, it's winter, so not much growth except for this loganberry, which we can't stop from growing.
So we've put in black currants, red currants, a white currant.
Yep.
We've got one white currant. We've got numerous raspberries, sort of earlies, mids and late.
A pink currant.
A pink, oh no, not a pink currant.
It was a pink currant.
Pink lemonade blueberry.
And a pink currant. We got the pink currant from.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Oh, the one we bought recently.
Yeah.
Lots of blueberries. We love blueberries. We just can't really get enough of them.
We did plant a goji berry, but it died.
Yeah, it was very small. I think it just got smothered by grass. So I'm going to try, if I can find one this year at a good price, try and get one that's a bit bigger, or just grow it on in a pot before I plant it in the ground, because it's quite windy here, and I wanted to grow it kind of up the side of the cage to create a little bit of a windbreak.
We also put in 4 cherry trees. We've had mixed results. Last year the aphids absolutely destroyed them, and they didn't grow much at all. We think that this year we're going to have more of a success when we're going to use some natural deterrents for aphids and spray the cherry trees throughout the spring, and we're hoping that this allows them to get a bit better of a growth because they haven't grown very well at all.
No, so we've had a bit of a clean up of the green and the silver greenhouses this week. They've got a little bit messy, and we found last year that once you start growing seedlings and you're putting them on from the tiny seed trays, we rapidly run out of space, don't we, to put everything before it goes outside. So we thought we'd have a big clean up, make as much space as possible, get organised, and
we also wanted to show you the potting shed, which hasn't been touched yet. And we'll be honest, we want to show you warts and all. When the winter comes in, there's some jobs that you want to do quick, and other jobs where you're like, I'm going to have to just fold it, put it here, and do it in spring. And I think it's fair to say that the potting shed is where that stuff goes.
Yeah, we haven't really used it to its full potential, have we, so far? It's kind of, it's become a bit of a just throw stuff in it to get it out of the way, really.
Yes.
Which is a shame, but we're hoping to sort of get it back to what it should be this year.
The greenhouse has an absolutely lovely grapevine, in it. It's beautiful. It grows vivaciously. We didn't have a great grape harvest last year, but the year before we got absolutely loads.
It's about 14 years old, the tree, and it was, the first year we got so many and they were delicious. And then last year we didn't get many, but it was a pants year for growing last year. I think for a lot of people, if you grow yourselves, you'll know. I don't think it was hot enough. I don't think it was hot or sunny enough, and it just never really got going.
Yeah.
So we got one bunch this year?
No, it was about 4 bunches. But the year before we had 30, 40 abundance of grapes. We've also got a fantastic peach tree, and we're sure you'll be featured more on the channel coming months because it's about to put on a beautiful display. It's an absolutely beautiful tree, and it is an old Welsh variety that we've put in, and it's done fantastic. Probably the best performing tree we've planted so far.
Yeah, he seems really happy there. I'll check the name, but it was I think Duke of Anglesey. They found it in an old greenhouse. Is it Anglesey?
Yeah.
It was found on an estate in a greenhouse on Anglesey, and it had survived. It was doing well, and they've obviously managed to multiply it since then. So yeah, we thought, being sort of in Wales and with the harsh conditions,
try and get as many local fruit trees as possible.
Yeah, and it seems happy so far.
We're just loving it.
Fingers crossed we'll get some peaches as the years go on. But it's grown a lot, isn't it? It's really grown well, and the blossom when it comes out is beautiful.
So we've also got a compost bin here, and so a homemade strawberry planter for the birds. So we let these strawberries here go for the birds, and the wild birds can come and take them. And this is where we store our compost, so it's easier to use on the beds and where we need it. So this section here is the old orchard.
So we've got one pear tree, a couple of plums and apple trees. This one to my right is really tasty, isn't it? We don't know what varieties they are. Other than them being named for their fruit, we don't know what varieties they were, but some of them are really tasty, but there's a lot of canker, there's a lot of problems. So we're in the process of
restoring the orchard.
Trying to restore.
So this is our mission, is to try and restore it to its former glory. It's got some fantastic tasting trees, but it is infected. It has got canker, and some of the trees ain't doing great.
No, and it's going to be a bit of a slow process because you've got to limit taking no more than 20 to 25% of the tree off at a time. But there is a lot of canker, there is a lot of crossed inward-facing branches that need to come off. So it's kind of just doing what you can year by year. So I think it's going to be a bit of a slow process, isn't it?
Definitely.
But hopefully, fingers crossed, we will get them there because there's some really nice varieties. It's just they need a little bit of love and care, which hopefully we'll be able to do.
This section here is the old polytunnel. I've actually put in 2 fish vats, as you can see. The idea is we're going to have like a hydroponics, waterponics, what's it called? There's a word for it, I've forgotten. Aquaponics. We're basically going to use these vats and the fish to help keep the polytunnel watered all year. It's a bit of an experiment, a bit of a hobby, a bit of fun.
So we're hoping to be able to grow some more tropical plants. We can create an environment in there that we couldn't really create outside or even just in a normal polytunnel.
Yeah, like a unique environment. It's a bit of like a hobby, a place to experiment, a place to
and grow some unusual things, hopefully.
Yes, that's the plan. That's the hope.
Have a little bit. I both make it a bit more fun. Grow some things that may work, may not work.
Some very beautiful fish. Look, these fish are great. They hand feed out of me, and I enjoy watching them as well. So it's like a little bit of a hobby, a little bit of a fun area.
You've always had a bit of a passion for fish, haven't you?
Yeah.
So
Next up on the tour is the compost bins.
So last year, we've just thrown anything and everything in it. Food scraps, greenery, anything
chicken
we can
shit.
Put, chicken, all the bedding.
All the chicken waste, all the
bedding we've put in there. And we got some really good compost, didn't we? It's been really good.
It's full of worms, absolutely full of them. And it's exciting to make your own compost, really exciting.
If you can do it, even on a small scale, it's definitely worth doing because it yeah, it's got so much nutrients in it. It's so good for the plants.
The plants love
that
it.
It's really
You
worthwhile.
don't have to spend no money on dangerous chemicals, or you don't know what's in the compost you get elsewhere. So it's a nice knowing what you're putting on your.
And we're trying to
food.
do everything as organically as possible. So if we
So
can do
compost is
everything
important,
natural, then hopefully in time we'll get everything working together symbiotically, so that we can do it all organic, no strong chemicals, and get the soil in really, really good health.
Thanks for watching. That's it for this week. Join us next week where we continue the tour and we talk about our plans for the year. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, yay, fuck off, hit the subscribe, and we hope to see you in the next one. Yes, I love you too, right? You know. Again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's probably all right, wasn't it?
Probably, but yeah, don't let what's the speak? What's the phrase? Don't let perfect get in the way of all right.
Bugs last year.
Fuck the slugs.
It wasn't very sunny. It wasn't a good summer, and I think it was just there wasn't really much here, and it's a shame. It would. Are you doing that bit?
No.
Well, I don't really know what I'm saying.
Yay! Okay, yeah, okay. I don't know if I press record. Yay! You stupid bastard!